Presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of our Green Bay Packers. My name is Mitch Thunder Nelles. We are in the Fan Studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Mason Crosby is in the house, the newest enshrined member of the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. Woo!
I should have been wearing the helmet that I got, right?
You should have been.
Yeah.
Which daughter slept in it last night?
I don't know. I did not see it this morning, and now it just triggered in my mind. I'm like, all right, I'm pretty sure they took it back to the house.
One of them took
back
it
to the hotel.
Yeah,
so
one of them took it back.
we should be good. I mean, that's fine. We'll find it. Someone will return it. It has my name on it. Yeah. So
no. By the way, if somebody finds it, like in the lobby of the Fister, this last
you don't
night
think I'm going to see it again?
It is on eBay. It is on Craigslist. It is up for grabs, baby. Let's go.
Well, I think I was hoping, honestly, though, for like a jacket.
Yeah.
Maybe with like a tiger on it or something, like with flames coming out. I don't know why.
Just
for fun. Maybe I'll just make my own jacket.
You should.
Yeah.
For you and Joe
I feel
and Ernie,
I feel like
just for you.
Yeah, for the guys. Like I feel like we should have something that we can wear on a more regular basis. Like I can't wear that helmet around all the time.
No, you cannot.
I mean, sometimes.
We will get to the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. The ceremony last night, it was fantastic. Congratulations to Mason Crosby, Joe Thomas, and Ernie Johnson, who are all inducted last night. Great tributes as well to Junior Bridgman and Bob Uecker. On today's show, we got to talk about Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh, yeah.
He is back in Green Bay. We're going to talk about what that means. Josh Naylor, while we were sitting there at the ceremony, Tommy nudges me and he shows me his tweets that Josh Naylor has been traded from the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Seattle Mariners, officially marking the Diamondbacks as sellers, which has some interest for us because of Suarez.
Yep, our guy Suarez.
Yep, and what that is going to mean. And then, of course, we have to make our picks for the Milwaukee Brewers Alumni Home Run Derby. We talked about it already a little bit this week, but we'll make our official picks today. It's 5-on-5. Ryan Braun and Carlos Gomez, are those the two captains? So we'll run down the 10 who are taking part in that.
Love it.
And also two real luminaries throwing out first pitches tonight at the Brewers game. I think it's sold out. It's a 3:10 game.
That's awesome.
I know the leadoff show's from 2 to 3 with Tommy Wirtz, but that game and that home run derby afterwards will be an absolute blast. But last night at the Baird Center, it was the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Again, Mason Crosby, Joe Thomas, and Ernie Johnson all inducted. Mason, we love you. So
I know where this is going.
Joe Thomas is great.
Yeah.
All-timer, born and raised in Wisconsin, Brookfield Central. But Ernie Johnson stole the show.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. Like, he's a storyteller for a living. This is what he's done his whole life. He's been on the microphone. He's shared his life. He's shared his story. And to talk about going back to 68th and North to his childhood home and like the owners who
their adventure yesterday was wild,
wasn't it?
I guess sneaking into his old school and then being kicked out.
Love it.
And it's like he talked to somebody's husband, and then he was trying to share with him his thoughts on how the Bucks were going to be.
Right,
like those things were so amazing.
His key to be able to walk
he's like,
school.
I'm in.
But then the supervisor came and was like, get out.
It's 2025, and you can't just come walking through a school whenever kids are in the building.
All right, so real funny side. So I almost bought a franchise, a fundraising where they do that, where they like walk into athletic departments of high schools to try to meet with the coaches to try to do fundraising.
Okay.
And so I did a day of, following them around, and I'm like, isn't it weird to just walk into, you can't just walk into schools. They're like, no, we do it all the time. We're friends with all the coaches. I'm like, that's weird,
and
right?
Did they get all like the credentials? Like, I mean, they had to go through like the process, right?
They
you have like
knew
a tag.
The names of some of the coaches, even if they didn't know them. They're like, oh, I'm here to meet with Coach so-and-so.
That's pretty vague. That's not like...
That's a little... I didn't love that.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I didn't end up buying that franchise.
Yeah, get yourself a pass. Make sure you get all the background checks. And before you're entering into a school, make sure all your ducks are in a row with all those things. I don't want weirdos coming into the schools.
But the story that Ernie Johnson shared, and I think that the lesson that we'll all take away from last night is the BlackBerry moments, of course.
Amazing.
Talked about when he was in Little League and his dad was the coach, and a kid on the other team hits a home run over the fence. And everybody can see where the ball landed, and the left fielder and center fielder jumped the fence to get the ball and then disappeared.
Got distracted.
Nobody knew where they were. So everybody jumps the fence to find them. They know where the ball is, and they're like 15 feet away just eating blackberries off the blackberry
I found some
bush.
blackberries.
And it's like, what a moment to like take and enjoy life and just enjoy what Earth can give you.
Yeah.
And it was just like Ernie. So Ernie
so awesome about his dad too.
Yeah.
That his dad, being a professional baseball player, and like what he had as success, like taught that and said that was just like, hey, it's awesome. You got to have those blackberry moments. Like enjoy those moments. Don't fight like where it's like get focused. Do the it's like just let that moment be because. Exactly. You're going to get back to work. You're going to do all the stuff, but those moments those are the ones that like are ingrained in your life. And I love that movie Inside Out. And it's a core memory. Of course. Those are memories. The fact that Ernie Johnson Jr. last night, and he's talking about the blackberry moments and how he tries to recreate them. I mean, like with his wife with the flowers. It's like he had a crazy moment where he had just bought 2 bouquets of flowers for his wife, and he sees an old elderly lady and hands her, is like, I'm going to give her these flowers. And he finds out that she had lost her husband a year earlier on that day. And it was just one of those moments. And so now he's like, now I buy 2 bouquets of flowers every time and I just hand them out to her.
I find someone in the parking lot.
If you're in Atlanta, right? You'll find, it's like, just go to the parking lot. Maybe Ernie Johnson will hand you some flowers. He's just out there.
But a great night for everybody. I mean, for you, for Joe Thomas, Brian Lammy, and then Donald Driver, who's the MC, but Brian Lammy, who we called yesterday, the mastermind?
The mastermind.
I mean, he really was.
Oh,
because we talked about how in 2009 there was a ceremony, and then it was basically defunct for 10 years. I remember being at the 2009 ceremony, and like Lee Kemp, who was the wrestling coach at Wisconsin. I don't want to. You know me. I like making fun of everybody. It was a bunch of old dudes.
It was just a weird,
and it was like kind of a stuffy event.
Yeah.
And then it just went nowhere.
Yeah.
And then for Brian to bring it back and make it fun again,
make it kind of
exciting.
It was glamour. Like it's like it was a well done event. Yes. Like even the the reception in that Baird Center is awesome. Beautiful. I mean, we were up on the top floor. You're overlooking the city. Like it was an exceptional. Just kind of feel the whole time. And then like how they do it where it's a show. It's not just this, stuffy, like we've created this thing to make sure that we, get these people's names or get people to come to this event.
Yep.
It's more of a like, let's make it something really cool and entertaining. And I know they're going to do like a little 30 to 45 minute deal like where they record it.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're going to have it on TV and all of that. But the production, all the things like it just, just went off. Donald's, drives so good. Yeah. Whenever he flashes that smile.
And he did your intro.
I know, which he went on way too long, but so awesome, like the stuff that he said.
When you're born loving a microphone, you can't help it. Like it's Donald and I have that in common.
Well, that was like Brian Anderson with Ernie Johnson's intro. I mean, how cool was that? Like just like
it was
how everyone felt about how it feels about Ernie Johnson is just amazing. And just seeing Shaq and Chuck and like
it was so cool that they got them on video.
I did have a funny one because his daughter, it's like she was like his kids were sitting in front of me. They're adult kids. And he's whenever Ernie said something about the Georgia, walking onto Georgia and then walking off, and as a sophomore.
1 year of college baseball as a walk-on.
She looks back and he's like, he says that one every time. Just, like the different, we're laughing and we're loving it because I never heard it. Right. And from like family kid perspective, she's like, I've heard that a million times.
It's funny you say that. I've heard that from Bud Selig. Like I was at a Bud Selig event and he told this great story. And Tom Hardercourt, who you remember we had on when Bob Uecker passed away, longtime Brewers reporter. So I'm at this event and Selig tells this great story. And Hardercourt turns to me and said, told the same story in St. Louis last week. I was like, of course.
Hey, the good stuff
if you have
plays.
Great stories and you have a new audience, right?
The good stuff plays. You got to keep it rolling.
Yep. Awesome meeting your kids. Obviously, I'd met Molly before a number of times, but the whole Crosby crew was in the house last night. And there were some, I'm guessing there were some times there were some wiggles in the seats because I actually told them before it started, all right, now's the boring part, so go get some snacks. And I know that some were more into the chocolate than others. I think Felicity was really like, where's the chocolate? Where's the chocolate?
And Christine, I mean, Christine can't have chocolate. She's a wild card. We can't give her chocolate, but I think she found it. She found it.
I mean, that's, but that's what like a night like last night is about. It's about, sometimes you break the rules a little bit. Sometimes you celebrate a little bit. Like, if the kids are celebrating with chocolate, it's better for them to celebrate with chocolate than, whatever, I mean, obviously they're younger.
They're very young.
But for them to get to celebrate with
soda, chocolate, all that. I mean,
they had Shirley Temples going around.
They crashed too. They were done after the event,
as they should.
Which I did not, and you can hear it in my voice. So that's why I'm like drinking water. I'm like, what's going on? But I know what's going on. I had a good time last night.
Well, not just the Crosby crew, but Mama Crosby was in the house last night as well. And she is joining us now in studio. Ooh. Mama Crosby is here. Karen, what were your impressions of last night? What will you take away?
Good morning. This is really fun. The event was wonderfully done. Y'all are right. It was fun. It was kind of glam. It was really, really terrific. And to have our whole family there was great. The inductees. I heard a common thread in being that I'm Mason's mom, and we think of family all the time. I noticed that common thread with the 3 inductees. They all talked about family.
Absolutely.
And how important that was to them and the foundation of that. And that's what life is about for all 3 inductees. I noticed that last night. And then they just really love what they get to do, what their career was, and what got them into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And
were there any tears?
Oh, of course.
Love it.
There are a lot of them. They were joyful tears, nostalgic tears, tears of pride. They're tears right now.
Well, and I know Papa Crosby had to fly back this morning, but I love that, like, he's driving the van. It doesn't fit in the garage. So he's like, man, I had to drive around the block twice before I found a surface lot. Like, and he's giving me the play-by-play of parking. And then he grabs a Miller Lite right away. Like, as Texas as you guys are, you guys are Milwaukee also. You guys are Wisconsin also. Mm-hmm. He grabs a Miller. And Tommy noticed that right away.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. My dad will go to a craft brewery and ask for a Miller Lite. So.
He does.
What about the casual story yesterday of when he was asking, he was telling me how he tried to introduce Mason to a guy named Mike, and it just happened to be Mike Shanahan yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever met Mike?
Yeah, you met Mike, Mason?
I'm like, oh, Mike Shanahan? Yeah. Like, my dad's just been drinking Macallan 25 with him for 2 hours or whatever. I'm like, that's Mike Shanahan.
First of all, great drink of choice.
Yes, exactly.
25, nicely done.
That was when he was Mike Shanahan introduced my dad to, fine scotch. So.
Nice.
But as parents, you're always the parents. It doesn't change for us, and so we're always the parents.
And the grandparents. Like, you got to be grandparents last night, too.
Oh, that is so awesome. And the kids and I had a great chat afterwards.
Lots of grandparenting.
Yeah, about that. Can I say a fun thing that happened, too?
Yeah,
home?
Sure.
So we're from Georgetown, Texas, and we're proud of that. Mason, I know, talks about that on here, and we're really proud of it. Yep. So Brian Anderson is from Georgetown, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Who was one of the presenters last night. And so Nolan, Mason's son, only son, it was really important for him to introduce us. I mean, he came and got us and wanted to make sure and connect us. So we had the greatest chat with Brian, and we know so many of the same people.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised. And he's really close friends with a friend of ours named Danny Micken. They played baseball at Southwestern in Georgetown, and we've been friends with the Mickens for 35 years. And so we took a selfie and we sent it to them and just said, hi, we just met. We're all here, and you're our common thread. And so that was fun for us with our friends back home to text back and forth with that and to have that commonality. And that's what sports does.
Well, it
brings us together.
It's what sports does, but it's also what Brian Anderson said about Ernie Johnson is also true about Brian Anderson. Like, Brian Anderson talked about how Ernie Johnson, how some people in that position believe their press clippings, right? Believe their own hype, think they are better than or more important than or their time is more important or whatever it might be. And Brian made a big deal that Ernie Johnson is not that way. Well, we here in Wisconsin know that Brian Anderson is also that way. Brian Anderson always has a minute to talk. He always gives you his time. And the more we get to know Mason, we know that Mason is that way too. I mean, and I saw this the first time we went to Moe's when we went to the Bucks game.
Yeah.
It's like we're leaving the game, we're leaving Moe's, we're getting to the Bucks game, and people start coming up to Mason. Hey, can I take a picture? Hey, can I? And Mason turned to me and said, "Man, I used to hate this when I was a player." But then he turns around and he gives everybody time. He gives everybody grace. And it was just like, that way of treating people and treating everyone the right way is obviously ingrained in you, in Joe, in Ernie, and a number of the presenters last night as well. And so it's like, I love that you're in the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame because of your athletic, because of what you did on the field. But I think it's important that you and the rest of the inductees, like you guys are known as good people also, and I think we all should appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate that. It was a good group.
I was trying to make your mom cry again.
Well, I am. And you know what you said.
The Ernie Johnson stuff, and again, Brian Anderson, he learned from Ernie, that mentorship and Ernie passing it forward. I mean, that's in a sense a BlackBerry moment. Just the fact that he makes that point to call someone and do those things. If you are in a position of power or authority and you make that decision, the trickle down effect. I mean, you can tell what Ernie Johnson does for Shaq and Barkley and
I'll bet it's rubbed off on them.
You can tell. Yeah, they're just they literally need his influence to kind of keep them moving in the right direction. Grounded, I think he grounds them. Yeah,
you could hear that in their words. Yeah, they talked about the respect they had.
That was like a reverence. Yeah.
I mean, line of the day was stop feeling important, start feeling lucky. That was line of the day. Line of the day from Ernie Johnson.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right, Mason, you want to get to sports?
Let's talk some sports.
All right. Karen, great to have you in studio. You are welcome to hang out. If you want to chime in, just let us know.
Well, if anyone has a question for old Mama Crosby, too.
Right, yeah, shoot us a text on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line.
Oh, here's the chance.
That's right, 414-677-1250. We've done Ask Mason Anything before. Now it's Ask Mama Crosby. Ask Karen anything you want to know about Mason as an 8-year-old. Did he wet the bed when he was 3 or 4? Did he call home his first semester in Colorado? Did he call home? Was he homesick? All those sorts of things you can ask.
Laundry.
Yeah.
I called because I needed my laundry done.
You're not alone with that one. Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line 414-677-1250. Remember, we are live on YouTube as well at The Fan Milwaukee. Hit us up there. We mentioned it earlier. Nathaniel Hackett is back. We got news and notes from practice yesterday. Ryan Brown, director of golf and ski at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa, where the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame golf outing is on Monday. Ryan's going to jump on with us at 9:40, 9:45. And then we'll get into Brewers, of course, and we got to talk about the best team in all of baseball.
The bestest of the best.
No doubt, in the 10 o'clock hour. So stay with us right here. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. My name is Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. And you heard Pack a Day Radio from 8 to 9 with Andy Herman. Andy is now on his way to day 3 of Green Bay Packers training camp. Mason, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you miss the first couple days of training camp? You know, all the regiment, the rules, the regulations, but also seeing all the guys and doing all that good
I've
stuff.
I've said that
as
a few times. Day one, coming back into the building is always exciting. And there's energy.
Yeah.
You get through the physicals, you get through the meetings, and then you go run and you just do some a workout so that they can make sure that you just didn't sit around for
right.
Eat
all the cream puffs.
It used to be crazy. I told y'all this. I mean, it used to be you're running 300, you're running we would run 10 half gassers or more.
Who is that good for?
Yeah, now they just do strides and it's just kind of get movement because it was so dumb. Guys would be literally someone would pull a hammy or and it's okay, he probably wasn't in shape, but also it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, just let's work into it. Mm-hmm. So that was always kind of weird. They stopped doing that. It was fine. I told him I'll just go jump on the bike for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
get this knee loosened up.
Get your legs going.
But then this is the time right now. So this is day 3 of camp. They're on the cusp of now it's everything's so soft. I was talking to my dad about how we and we were talking to Nolan and we're like, yeah, we had 2-a-days and And it is real. Even high school in Texas, they can't practice now whenever heat index is over 104.
Okay.
Which is totally makes sense. But I heat index, we never had any it's too hot to go out there.
You have to work harder and no water.
We'll give you a little more water. And it's I'm not that old, but honestly I had 2-a-days when I started in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then it just went away and it has gotten a lot less. Training camp now is not really it's regular season. You're just kind of in the flow of things. You got guys, you're giving, guys kind of a day off every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what Aaron Banks, I know he maybe tweaked something, but it's also
he gets to walk
he's
around.
just kind of hanging out. Yeah. So, but this day 3, and then honestly, you go into a day off and then you the next day coming back. Those are hard. The day after a day off might be the hardest day.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You're let's maybe just keep this thing rolling a little bit because you give me a day off, I'm not sure I want to come back.
Is there anything that is lost by losing the physicality and the hitting and in terms of preparation for the regular season? Is there a chance that guys aren't in quite good enough shape or physically strong enough because you don't have 2-a-days or because you don't have as much time?
I don't think so. They're leaning so heavy into the science. Which is proving to be an exceptional thing, right? It's we have GPSs on guys, so it's you can try to take away some of the soft tissue injuries, some of the things that. Because it's this guy has run so much, and now it's a coach like Coach LaFleur looks and actually listens to the the strength coaches on that data and all the people that are looking at it, and they're you cannot run this guy anymore today. Get him off the field because his body's just going to explode. His hammies are done.
And and I think as a Packers fan, we used to watch this. Especially with Clay Matthews. But there was a period there where it seemed like the Packers had the most hamstring injuries in the league.
McCarthy didn't look at that.
Right.
Clay he didn't look at the data.
Right.
Yeah.
Clay was the leader. Clay, it seems his hammies were always a mess. Yeah. But it did seem that the Packers, and so we as fans, we as radio personalities at that time would always question the organization. What is going on up there that we have all these soft tissue injuries?
Well, it's you have the data, but you have to do something with it. Mm-hmm. And there's a mentality, and there's still some of that, but you see it in this new age, a LaFleur age type coach, and all that tree of the Shanahans, which is funny. From Mike Shanahan.
It all comes back
to Mike Shanahan.
Had a talk about that.
Oh, did they?
talked
Yeah,
about
I
that?
think Dad talked to him about that.
Okay, Dad got him.
Really, the NFL coaching tree stems from Jim Crosby.
That's
That's
it.
what we're saying.
I mean,
Amazing.
we don't want to,
Mike Shanahan learned everything he knows from Jim
Yeah,
Crosby.
exactly.
That's
Has
awesome.
Dad on speed dial.
Yeah, a Vegas bar is where all this got
That's where the
sorted out.
secrets come,
Yeah, exactly.
Bottle of Macallan reveals all secrets.
I mean, it kind of does. Like, yeah, I mean, that
some
should be
truth to
their
that.
logo. That should be a slogan for them.
I love it.
But anyways, it's like, yeah, so the like a McCarthy era. Like
Yeah.
he again, a lot of things I loved about Coach McCarthy, but he was old school Pittsburgh, and like for a period
Pittsburgh
of time
macho.
there, it was like, it was soaring low. Like you got to push through the tightness and like all this stuff, and it's just
tell Dame Tatum. And
I know,
Halliburton
and it
that,
was
right?
like. And there is there's a group of guys, and some of the people, guys that are in the building, you bring them in because they're those types of player, and there is some guys that still have that mentality. It's like push through the pain, do all this stuff.
And some guys can do that,
and
but some guys
you
can't.
need to do that. Like it's a football. Like you need to push through some stuff. You're gonna be dinged up. You're gonna be hurt. You can't be soft. You can't be a guy that's just always like, gosh, like I got hit in the leg, like I need to take the the rest of the day off, or
Right.
I got my shoulder's a little sore. It's like, okay, like are you hurt? Are you injured? And like, but
Good one.
I do think the GPS is very like it's a simple thing where it's like this guy has he's running full speed. He's done it, he's done 50 routes at full speed. He probably shouldn't run another route today. Like guy's hammy going to explode.
Yeah, there's some logic there. You're listening to the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. 262 writes into the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line. We don't have any questions for Mama Crosby yet, so if you have any questions for Mason's mom, she is in studio with us, so feel free to text those in to the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. But we did get one. Thunder, I drove past you while you were walking yesterday on the mean streets.
Shout out
of
Ernie. ...
Whitefish Bay. That is, and obviously we know Ernie Johnson is known for being from the mean streets of Milwaukee. So nice shout out to Ernie Johnson there.
And all those guys, reference that.
They all do.
That's just his line now.
The biggest thing I was disappointed about in all the comments, especially from Charles Barkley, is that Charles Barkley threw a guy through a window on Water Street in Milwaukee.
Oh,
once.
did he?
Like, yeah. And so I was waiting for him to well, Ernie, I know about the mean streets.
I
of
am
Milwaukee.
the mean
Like,
streets.
I threw a guy through a window once.
I do think I remember hearing that story now. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so from that we talk about Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, let's talk about Hackett.
Yeah, so Nathaniel Hackett back with the Green Bay Packers. He, you look at his NFL career, and besides being some like assistants and low down in the chain, offensive coordinator with the Bills from 13 to 14, then quarterbacks coach with the Jaguars and offensive coordinator with the Jaguars, then came to the Packers and was the offensive coordinator with the Packers from 2019 to 21. Got the head coaching job with the Broncos.
Yeah.
We all know did not go well. Was 4-11 and got fired before he even finished.
Yeah, well, that
his
was
first, and that they were
that was
they
a
were,
setup job in
that
my
was.
mind.
Well, they were a mess of an
Yeah.
organization. Then it goes and is Aaron's assistant with the New York Jets. He's the offensive coordinator, quote unquote, with the Jets for the past 2 seasons. And now he's been brought in by the Green Bay Packers as a defensive analyst, similar to what we saw with Saleh last year. Tell us about Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, so there's some things that I can divulge and some things I can't because we're good friends, and they were at the house in Tennessee recently.
Okay.
So I knew this information, but it wasn't public
you weren't allowed to
knowledge.
break
I just couldn't do it because I knew. I didn't know.
Tommy, listen to this.
He was so at Aaron Rodgers' wedding, and he won't tell us. I know it. I know it.
I'm a loyal guy. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna break trust just to get a few.
You mean when
few
Aaron
listens.
married AI? He's not married, dude. He's married to AI.
I do love the meme where it's like, yeah, I've married someone I've known and trusted for a long time, and he's like, I married myself.
Yes.
That one is good. But that's where AI, strikes and is
Tommy,
real soft.
I was gonna go with listen to Mason still being loyal to his guys and not fully embracing the media jerkdom.
Yeah.
Or
I haven't lost myself yet.
Exactly. Turning your back on your guys to have the breaking news.
Exactly.
Right.
Man, I could have broke this, and who knows? The sky's the limit. Where would I be?
Firestorm if you had broken. No. All right. So he was at the house recently, and
so we're just he told me he was honestly. the New York Jets, like this is something like just like the Jets situation, like the ownership, just how all that played out. And actually, it started with the Denver head coach job. Like he was like kind of starting to question if he was going to keep coaching. Like he just like, man, this is just beating me down. He's a guy that like I would sit with him before every practice when he was in Green Bay. Me, Lucas Patrick, Billy Turner, maybe a few other guys would come around occasionally, but we would sit and we would just talk, and he was just like so amazing and fun. I love hearing his stories. He was a long snapper, so it's like he has a special teams side and like connection there. And so I was picking his brain. He's just like the joy left. And that is like why he did it. It was just like he loved being around the guys and like, trying to figure out a way to connect and then get somebody to go out and give their best performance because we put them in a great position. And so like he was hesitant to come and do this, but then it was like, hey, it's a great opportunity. He gave LaFleur a lot of credit because it's like, man, like, how it's not like LaFleur moved on from him. Right. Like he went and took a head coaching job. So he was just like, yeah, I'll come back. What does that look like? It's like, what do you want me to do? He's like, I'm not sure I actually like want to like be on staff, and like coach. So it looks like he's in a similar role, like they're saying, like what Robert Saleh did.
Yeah.
So just an advisory role, looking at the defense.
And this is kind of a new trend in the NFL, right? Yeah. You bring an offensive mind in to work with the defensive coaches and to tell them what they're going to
how to look for tendencies and like what
other teams are watching on film to try to take advantage of their defense. Yeah, exactly. He can tell them from an offensive perspective what's going on.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I like that's a great way to like see the game and use really sharp offensive minds to help you out, right? So like obviously it's opposite, right? I like Robert Saleh was doing it from the other side. Correct. Right. Yeah. So it's like I think it's great. Nothing like it. It can't be anything but good because of how great our offenses were whenever Hackett was in the building. I mean, we had some really good squads and we had great offensive production. All right, so if he can help and he can help the defense.
Packers fan is yelling right now. Yeah, but that wasn't Hackett. You put Aaron Rodgers on any team and you're gonna have one of the top 5 offenses in the NFL.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, New York Jets. It's like. Right. I think it was just a balance, and I talk about this all the time. Hackett is a guy for LaFleur, and I give LaFleur a lot of credit for bringing Hackett back into the building because Hackett's a guy that will tell him like this isn't right, or this isn't how it should be.
He'll have a voice.
He will speak up, and he will be he'll have a voice in that building. And I always implore Coach LaFleur to do that. Like, just don't lose sight that like you are great and you got to where you got because you had people kind of pushing you. You didn't just have yes men. You had to grind and you had to work and you had to come up from, and pull yourself up here. Yeah. And people weren't just saying like, oh, whatever you want, we'll just do everything you want to do. It's like, no, whenever you got here, you had Nathaniel Hackett, you had Pettin who tested you. They were kind of veteran coaches and they were going to make sure that you like were always kind of stretching and pushing yourself.
Ryan Brown, director of golf and ski at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa, is going to join us in a few minutes. Before we get to him, 2 days ago, after the first day of practice, we were talking about Marshawn Lloyd, and everybody's talking about what he could bring. Yeah. I feel like every day the media is just going to go to Josh Jacobs, and whoever he talks about, that's who we're going to talk about. He talked about Marshawn Lloyd after the first practice. Yesterday, he talked about Isaiah Simmons, and that Simmons is a unicorn, and that if they put him in the right position, he finally could hit his potential. I think that's the hope. Obviously, a former first-round pick with the Giants who never really found his footing, or not a first-round pick with the Cardinals.
First round with the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Cardinals.
Yep.
I mean, and just
I think it was like 8th overall.
Yeah,
he was
overall.
high.
So his athleticism's obviously off the charts. He had a tip pass yesterday that resulted in a pick 6 for the defense. And what can the defense gain from a guy like that who maybe has learned enough over his few years in the league to actually put his skills to the best of his ability?
Yeah, I mean, with a coach like Hafley, with like what they obviously wanted to bring him in, he's shown his skill set on special teams and little spurts of it on defense, but it's like nobody wanted to just use him as this hybrid player that he is. Like, the guy is is an athletic freak. Like, is his just stats alone. What's he, 6'5", 225 pounds, and, something like that, and like
so fat,
can
like
fly around the field. Like, I mean, you can put him anywhere and just let him be disruptive. Let him go out there. Let put him around Edgerrin and Quay, and like just let him do his thing. Rush him off the edge. Like drop him back into a safety position if you want. You know, he's going to be able to cover running backs out of the backfield, no problem, because the guy's range is exceptional. So I love it. I love that there's a Josh Jacobs on this team, because I feel like the Packers maybe haven't had that voice and that kind of voice that would speak into what's going on in the locker room,
right?
Like the way that Josh Jacobs is, and when he was recruiting players and things like that, right? Him and Keyshawn, like they're like, we want these guys. They're like, this is what we need. You know, they talked about get a wide receiver, and then they go and draft a wide receiver. So I don't know. It's interesting, and it's so different, I feel like, than Packers of old, maybe, where it's like everyone just talks about themselves, and like they make sure he's like making sure everybody knows about his teammates and like who to look for, which is great.
Is part of that because so many of the Packers are draft and develop?
Yeah, it's because he came from another organization.
Like, do you think part of that is that like it wasn't ingrained in him, and so he's more willing and able to speak his mind?
I think it is. I mean, the other cultures, obviously, he came from a Raiders culture where it's a disaster. So in the confines
he's
of
just so happy to be
in the protection of like the Green Bay organization and what that culture is, I think he has freedom. And he's saying things that everything's positive, right? Yeah. It's just like, look at my guy doing this. Look at another running back. He's like, and he's confident in his role, and he's confident where he's at, that he can be like, I mean, I can't wait for this guy to be my backup and like, give me a blow and be that 1-2 punch. Look at Isaiah Simmons, a new guy. Like, let's make sure we keep an eye on him, and he gets on the field. He is trying to speak things into existence to make this team better, which is a real positive thing.
No doubt. The Border Brouhaha Softball Slam is this Sunday. That's right. We are going to be at picturesque ABC Supply Stadium in Beloit. Proceeds from this game will benefit Make-A-Wish Wisconsin. Mason Crosby, the headliner, of course, he's going to be joined by Jordy Nelson and many others. It's going to be a blast, an afternoon of camaraderie and sportsmanship. Get your tickets right now at skycarp.com. Just click on events, skycarp.com. Ryan Brown, Director of Golf and Ski at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa, joins us next as we go on the green with Mason Crosby right here on The Fan. Our studio is powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the PGA Tour? What course do you need to get out and play? What's the latest from the local golf pro? It's time for On the Green, presented by Alice Windows, Doors, and More on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Thunder Nelles. Presented by Verizon, Milwaukee's #1 network, broadcasting live from the 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan Studios. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Hello, everybody. My name's Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. I tried to go Rich Eisen there.
Was that what you were doing?
Doesn't he do the hello, everybody? Something like that. I don't know. We don't have to deal with him.
Leave it to Rich.
I was going to say, we don't have to deal with him for too much longer. So, But this is the Mason Crosby Show, as Big Voice Lady let us know. And this Monday is the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame golf outing, which is always a phenomenal event. It's held at the Grand Geneva. And Ryan Brown, director of golf and ski at the Grand Geneva Resort and Spa, joins us now. Ryan, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Good morning, guys.
What's up, Ryan? This is Mason Crosby. I appreciate you jumping on the show. I can't wait to get out there to Grand Geneva and get out on the golf course. I was fortunate enough to play 9 holes at the Brute. What
you
was
got
that?
hit by lightning. Basically, is what
almost. Literally, I'm like, I can finish a few more holes, and then that storm came rolling in, and I just booked it. Like, literally jumped in my car as the sky opened up, lightning striking everywhere. So then I just went over to Lake Geneva and just grabbed a nice bite there on the water. It was fine, but I really tell us about the resort, the golf course, just kind of what makes Grand Geneva so special and so unique, in this amazing golf mecca that we call Wisconsin.
Absolutely, and you hit the nail right on the head. Wisconsin golf is on the rise. We're the best state in the country for golf, and Grand Geneva and the Lake Geneva community as a whole is a great golf destination. We at Grand Geneva have 36 holes of championship golf with a new 11-hole short course coming next year in 2026.
Oh, I might now you might get me to golf, actually.
Well, you can walk barefoot, have a couple cocktails. It's perfect.
Love it.
Absolutely. So our golf course is in the Brute, which you're going to be playing on Monday for the Hall of Fame outing. It's going to be great. The weather looks to be secure. I think we're going to have a great day in store. And the Brute is a big, bold, it's a tough golf course. It's beautiful. Our resort guests get a look down on it as they're at the pool or in their rooms. And it's a great test of your game. But then we have another golf course in the Highlands, which is a little bit friendlier. It's a lot of fun. Makes you feel like you're playing up north, but here in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So change of pace between the two golf courses. And then we're really excited to add our short course. Like you said, it's going to be social, fun, kick your shoes off, grab a cocktail, and go for
it. Awesome.
Walk.
So cool.
We're excited.
Yeah, whenever I was playing out there too, obviously storms were rolling in, 2 hours after I teed off, but the wind was blowing. Does the wind blow down there, on a regular, or is it, will it be calm for us on Monday?
I think that day was just a bad day for you.
Okay,
so
all right.
We're going to have a nice, beautiful day on Monday.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I needed that weather update. I need to feel good. The Brute was... I loved it. It's so interesting. Like the fairways, how they sloped. Like I had a couple good drives and then I'm like, wait, where'd my ball go? I hit middle of the fairway and it just sloped down into the rough. It's like, all right, you got to kind of know where to place some of these shots. Who designed the course? Tell us a little bit about each one of these courses and how they came to be.
Absolutely. And Grand Geneva Resort, formerly was the Playboy Club here in Wisconsin. The Brute was designed as the original golf course on the property by Robert Bruce Harris. And it was built to be big and bold and in your face, a lot of fun. And I don't think you'll find another golf course like the Brute. And we love that we have elevated tee shots and sloping fairways and big, bold bunkers, staring you in the face. It's a test. It is not easy, but it's a lot of fun at the same time.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Ryan Brown, director of golf and ski at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa, joining us on the Mason Crosby Show. We're presented by Verizon. the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Ryan, I know even when I called, I knew Dave Hollenbeck had retired, but I wasn't sure like what the timing was on that. A lot of people around southeastern Wisconsin knew Dave, right? Like everybody who's been to any golf outing at Grand Geneva knew who Dave was because he was always out and shaking hands and stuff like that. How has the transition gone from Dave to you taking over? And tell us a little bit about his legacy, because again, like I think the feeling in southeastern Wisconsin is like he was one of those guys that whenever you went to Grand Geneva, he was that smiling face that greeted you. He was just a good all around guy.
Yeah, Dave is an icon here. He was the pro for roughly 40 years.
Wow, that's so awesome.
He was here. He has a lot of relationships for many major outings here at the resort. And, Dave retired back in 2022, and I had a chance to work a full year with Dave, and he introduced me to all, the big clients that we have. And, I still see him every week. He pops in, he can't get enough. He still wants to know how it's going, but
it's great.
It's Dave's time to enjoy retirement, and he's doing a lot of charitable things still on his own, and playing a little bit more golf, and being able to spend some more time with, his son and daughter in the area and their lives. So it's just a new transition of life for Dave. And, but yeah, he had a nice stamp on the resort, and we're excited, with what we're doing today, and hopefully I can have, just as much impact as Dave had over his career.
That's awesome. Yeah, you mentioned playing more golf, Ryan. So, how is it being the director of golf at an awesome resort like Grand Geneva? Do you get out and play golf? Do you find that and make that a priority, or is it just like you're just busy doing all this stuff all the time?
It's definitely something that kind of goes in waves throughout the season. We have some, peaks and valleys, and I definitely take advantage of playing golf when I can. I do have 3 young children under 4 years old, so I'm a busy guy outside of work as well. So, my priority now is, making sure, I'm a dad, and I'm getting them out on the golf course more, maybe not as many competitive rounds for myself as I once had, but golf will always be there, and I do love to play it, and I play a lot in the spring and the fall when we kind of have our slow frames and kind of dial it back as we're into the peak season. But all in all, yeah, I would say I play more golf than most people.
Man, I felt like I was just talking to Scotty Scheffler. Just prioritizing family over
kids.
golf. Yeah, I mean,
I love it,
man. Well said. Well said.
How fulfilled are you, Ryan, when you are at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa?
Yeah, is this fulfilling work for you, Ryan?
That's awesome.
But no, ultimately the operation is a blast. We're busy. We're a high-profile resort in Southeast Wisconsin, and I love what I do. I've been a pro for many years.
And tell me, because I know it's a destination for Wisconsinites and for a lot of people from Chicago, for Illinois. So what do you think like your split is on a summer basis of where people are coming from? What's your favorite time of year that you would encourage people to come out? Obviously summer's amazing, but are there other little pockets of time where people can come and enjoy the resort?
Yeah, I think, the split, obviously pretty heavy out of Chicagoland, but I think the stretch as the years go by, we're continuing to get more and more into the southern states, getting out of the heat to come up to Wisconsin. And but we also draw off the local community out of Milwaukee and Madison and Rockford areas. So, it's a great resort. We're in this beautiful pocket, really close to all these major metropolitan areas. And but my favorite time of the year is the fall. I think late September and into October, the weather's still really nice, and it's not hot. And I think the availability is there to really enjoy some great golf. So fall is always a good time to play.
Yeah, fall golf in Wisconsin's definitely my favorite time of year as well. Ryan Brown, director of golf and ski at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa. So, can you be a member of this of Grand Geneva as well? Because when I was out there, it almost felt like there was almost a membership base. Is there a membership opportunity to join the club there, or is it all just resort style?
It's resort style nowadays. Just the impact on travel golf has increased heavily since COVID. So the membership is really scaled backwards, and there's just a lot of stay and play and major events and corporate charitable organizations coming in and out. So no, we're not really in the member market, but we do have our main, I guess, frequent player is our 10-round pass, and a lot of our local community buys into that program, and really successful and a great deal.
Nice. All right, Mitch. Mitch has his obligatory question that he asks everyone on the green. So, just take it, Mitch.
All right, you got it. Ryan Brown, Director of Golf and Ski at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa, joining us on the Mason Crosby Show. We're in the Fan Studios, powered by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Ryan, when you are not on the course, when you are in the clubhouse, when you're at the restaurant, what is your favorite thing to eat at Grand Geneva? And I know you got the steakhouse there, so that's kind of cheating a little bit. But what's your favorite thing in the clubhouse? And then what's your favorite thing in the restaurant?
I would say the Philly steak wrap in the clubhouse.
Oh, I see you.
Nice.
But as far as Grand Geneva goes, I love our Italian restaurant, Brissago. It's a phenomenal restaurant. A lot of great offerings. Don't get me wrong, Chop House is fantastic, but
of course.
Really do love Brissago as well. I love Italian food.
Well, and that's one of the great things about Grand Geneva, and I've been there, a number of times for outings and also for conferences. And it's like, it's not just the golf course, it's not just the clubhouse, it's that, and it's this amazing, it's the old Playboy Club, but it's like an amazing mid-century modern building that's been modernized, that has the outdoor pool, that has all sorts of cool areas to hang out at, whether it's meetings or taking the family or whatever it is. There's so much on campus to do, not just the golfing.
Absolutely, and our amenities.
They have a basketball court.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I play basketball on the basketball court. They have you have one of your lodges has all the water slides and all that stuff. I mean, it's really,
it's got it all.
It's got it all.
Yeah, for families, adults, anybody, you really don't have to leave the resort once you're here. And I think that's what really sets us apart in our community is as a vacation destination. There's something for everybody, from water, being down at the ski hill, from skiing to going to the water park at Timber Ridge, you name it, it's a blast.
Well, I'm going to have my whole crew there for one night, so I'm sure you'll see my 5 children
they will take advantage.
Running around. Yeah, like you say, water park, they're there. I do want to ask too, do you have a specific a signature drink at Grand Geneva? Because I had a transfusion when I played out there because I had to. But do you have any other signature cocktails that are special to Grand Geneva?
We just launched not too long ago. We have a branded beer called the Grand Ale. Always refreshing after a nice day of golf.
I love that.
Or maybe a few while you're playing. So
delicious.
Always
delicious.
Good.
Right. All right. Well, what I need to ask too, since you're on the green here with Mason Crosby, what golf tip or kind of advice would you give golfers whether they're trying to get better at the game and kind of improve, or just kind of a little nervous to step into it? What kind of golf tips do you give when people ask you?
Number one tip: do not listen to your spouse or your friends.
Yes.
Go see your local PGA professional. Hopefully here at Grand Geneva at the Grand Geneva Golf Academy. We help juniors, ladies, any players of any ability. We've got a program for everybody, and I would say that start there and let your PGA professional guide you in the right direction.
Gosh, I was just I thought you were gonna say listen to your spouse, and I could go try to teach Molly, and help my wife golfing. She's definitely in that mindset. She's just like, Mason, if we go out on the golf course, I'm just gonna hit and I'm gonna do my thing. Please do not tell me what to do.
Honestly, don't even talk to me for a couple hours.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. We're having a great time. Don't speak to me. Well, hey, I really appreciate you jumping on. We have Ryan Brown, the Director of Golf and Ski at Grand Geneva Resort and Spa. I can't wait to get out there. I'll be there on Sunday night, playing in that event on Monday. It is the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame golf outing. Going to be such a great time. You're joining us on the Green segment, brought to you by Alice Windows, Doors, and More. Really appreciate it, Ryan. I can't wait to see you. It's going to be a great time, and thanks for dialing up some great weather for us.
Thanks for having me, guys. We'll see you Monday.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. That's Ryan Brown again from Grand Geneva. And I mean, it's it's such a well-known course, both the Brute and the Highlands, but it's also just a well-known, like we talked about. The whole facility is first class, is, all the A grades and whatever, from the food to the service to the amenities to the different again, like, I'm not a huge golfer. I was there for like a 4-day conference once. I played basketball. I went to the water park. I did go to the driving range. I did hit golf balls. I embarrassed myself there, but
well, just riding around. I mean, it's so picturesque. Like the courses are beautiful as you're kind of perched up there at the resort, looking down over the Brute and all those.
And we didn't even talk about. I mean, they do amazing work with our nonprofits. Throughout Southeast Wisconsin. Every Monday is a different golf outing that I don't know if they donate the course or if there's a special fee for nonprofits, how that works, but it's definitely at least a special fee.
You got to pay for it.
Yeah, you got to pay for it, but you don't pay what the, what
I mean,
deals for nonprofits, and they do such a great job with, hosting that everyone knows when you have your event there, it's going to be taken care of.
It's going to be top notch.
You show up as the nonprofit and everything is taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my mom's here, and so we, she has her nonprofit,
she knows.
And we have a golf event, and what they do, and like I saw it, just like when I showed up. I mean, because it's a resort, what we always kind of dealt with was like the golf cart situation. So being a resort and all the people that come in, they have golf carts, out of their noses, so like they can handle a big group because they have 2 courses, all the things. So like you can even have a nonprofit event, and if you had a ton of people, you could use both courses. So
Karen, what would it take for us to host a North event, a golf event for your nonprofit here in Wisconsin to benefit the nonprofit that you run, and host it here, maybe at Grand Geneva or wherever that might be?
Just give me a date.
Oh, challenge accepted. Say less. Challenge accepted. Let's go.
I'm here. That sounds like a perfect thing to do.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right. Well, that might be something we need to work on.
Yeah,
right?
I would really love that.
Wouldn't that be a blast?
Yeah. With Mason, we feel like this is our second home too.
Of course.
With Mason being up here for 16 years.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was a long time.
So we have friends here.
We will take this discussion offline.
All right. Thunder and Mama Crosby are figuring this thing out.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out. I love it.
Deal.
All right, we got to talk some Milwaukee Brewers though, because we are fans.
It feels like they haven't played in like years.
It's been forever.
Like,
right.
Are they even still playing baseball? Like, what's going on right now?
I mean, just fast forward to the playoffs. Like,
we don't even need to play anymore.
But we can't. We have to play these games. So let's start today. 3:10 home game against the Marlins.
Yep.
Freddie is on the mound. I think he's still leading Major League Baseball in wins.
Yeah.
At least tied or whatever it is. We'll check that. But all sorts of Brewers talk to get to in the second hour of the program. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. We're the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers.
and I'll never be happy without you, and I want you, and I goodbye to the guy.
Yes, feels like a Friday. I don't know if it's good or bad that we're 5 hours away from first pitch. It's kind of weird.
You feel weird about that?
I feel a little weird that it's a Friday 3:10 first pitch, and I know it's because the home run derby and all that. Tommy, we know you love it, okay? Because you get to do the leadoff show from 2 to 3 and then be done, and your weekend gets to start.
Yeah, I know. And
Find Tommy and Cutter hit the bar at 6:30, just like celebrating another Brewers win.
3:30, actually.
3:30,
yeah. No. People are going to be probably like wondering where Sparky is because of the show, right? 2 to 3 is the leadoff show today.
Yeah, so
if you're
Sparky's
listening,
only 3 to 5.
you got the kick.
I know,
man.
right?
I love it.
Priorities.
Tommy
here.
coming up where he's just dropping people's show, just cutting into shows
But
right
here's
now.
the question: does Sparky love that?
Oh yeah.
But Sparky's he's a different cat.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like Sparky could be like, man, I want my full 3 hours.
He,
Is he
He'll
going to
probably
6?
talk about
he should
it.
Go to 6.
No, he'll probably talk about it. And he's just like,
he's
well,
in
we
the
only have 2
process-
hours thanks to Tommy and the leadoff show.
he's in the process of Human Friday. It's his daughter's birthday today, so he's coming in later. So.
Happy birthday, little Sparky.
That was nice of you, honestly. Like, I think the Brewers, you're like,
welcome.
hey, I'll give you an extra hour. Enjoy your daughter.
Yes.
You're just a good guy.
Yeah, you totally are.
First team, all good guy.
All right, so we get the text yesterday during the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony, or the tweet, that Josh Naylor has been traded from Arizona to Seattle, indicating that Arizona is going to be sellers.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor, their starting first baseman, having a very nice season. Not the season Suarez is having, but having a very nice season, meaning Suarez might be on the block. And we get, every 10 minutes, there's a new tweet. The Reds are interested. The Mariners are interested. The Yankees are the leader in the clubhouse. The Cubs are interested. People aren't even really mentioning the Brewers, even though we all know the Brewers are going to be in that discussion. I think nationally people still aren't taking the Brewers seriously. Now that Naylor's been traded and we are 1 week away, actually 6 days away from the trade deadline, does this make you want Suarez a little bit more, knowing Arizona is selling?
Yeah, let me ask you this question. I saw it in their last outing, Brewers against Mariners, where Caleb Durbin, was he not in the starting lineup?
He did not play 2 of the games. Anthony Siegler played.
So what's the
every
thought?
game.
I mean,
I think there's a little load management going on there.
So,
He's never played a long season like this before.
Okay, so we're not
I think
looking
they like Siegler, but it doesn't make
so they're just trying to get Siegler
playing,
a little, a look.
I think the Brewers are just so confident in any lineup right now that they send up there that they're going to give anyone ample time to rest right now, because they know that they're not going to really miss a beat. The bottom part of the order, Mitch, is the best part of the team now.
It's been, every time you turn around,
just
they
plug
are
and
producing
play.
and they're scoring runs.
Yes.
All right, so here's my question about Siegler then. Do you think there's anything...
Do you think they were playing him to see if they could trade him? I see where you're going. Because that's what I was going to ask. I was going to say,
smart.
what would you give away for Suarez?
Mason talking baseball. Look at Mason Crosby knowing ball.
I know ball.
I know you do.
But I'm also learning.
Tommy, do you think there's a little
get him a little action, let him be seen, so that they can have some value.
That he can play Major League Baseball. He's not just a AAA guy.
Yeah,
that's a chess match. If that's what they were doing, and you end up seeing a Siegler getting traded, with someone else to get Suarez, then you're like, wow. What a great maneuver there.
I wonder if that's what they're doing. It could be something for sure. I do think that the prime candidate is to get a pitcher off the team in order to get Suarez over to Milwaukee. So maybe Siegler would have to be a throw-in, and you could say he's a major league ready bat for sure. But they're going to have to offload one of these pitchers. They just have too many on their team at this point.
Or, and I saw this. I don't remember if somebody said this here.
Or
if it was another
eBay?
station,
is that what you're going to say?
Twitter.
Oh gosh,
no. Or Cortez comes back into the starting rotation, and you pair Miz and Woodruff, and every time they pitch, they both pitch one game. So one of them starts and pitches 4. One of them finishes and pitches 4. And that's how you limit their innings. You make Mizorowski and Woodruff one pitcher. You give the bullpen
make
the day
them
off.
one super pitcher.
You make it one super pitcher.
Shout out Tom the Painter. Shout out Tom the Painter.
Yeah, it was Tom. That's right. It was Tom the Painter who said that.
Super pitcher.
You work that into the middle of September. you limit their innings, and then you unleash the beast.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. And I even mentioned it. Like, I'm totally down with it. And it reminds me a lot of like minor league baseball, that strategy. It's just something, you're always trying to get guys looks and work more in those levels of baseball. And so you see a lot more short outings where pitchers, they can dominate because they don't have to face the high influx of batters, but then they could also have their stats really inflated because they're not facing a high influx of batters. But when you get to, you can never pick up a rhythm. And Woodruff now is a guy who is just been unbelievable since he's come back.
Yeah.
But he's lost his, he hasn't lost his fastball, but the velocity's way down. It's like more 91, 92.
Right.
But he doesn't miss his spots right now.
That's the thing. He is hitting every
And then if you had to go right to Miz after that, where you got 10 more miles an hour on the fastball, and he gets all
just
amped
painting
up.
the box, and then all of a sudden, Miz just throwing.
Want to see it once.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, I think that is like
super pitcher. Hashtag super pitcher.
Hashtag super pitcher. That's what I'm all here for. I love that. I love that.
We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We'll talk more about the home run derby, more about the Marlins coming into town. We're trying not to look ahead to Monday to the Cubs. But let's go to the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Ken is in the Falls. Ken, you're on the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey, TGIF boys, it's Brewer Friday, baby.
That's right.
Amen, brother.
It
Amen.
is Friday.
I love it. Well said.
Well, the one thing that you can rest assured on is that the Brewers, like the Packers, never tip their hand in terms of what they're looking to do. I mean, nobody expected the trade of Quintana to come here to Milwaukee. Nobody expected Andrew Vaughn to come here. So look for something along those lines in terms of a trade. When Matt Arnold is looking to get somebody, there's a lot of good shortstops that hit very well on bad teams. And that's what this Brewer team needs right now, is a hitting shortstop.
So, Ken, there are, but the only thing I'd warn you is that none of them have power. There are a lot of good shortstops out there hitting for a high average, but not, and which would be an improvement batting-wise over Ortiz. But the Brewers need a little pop out there, and I'm not sure you're going to find that guy. I just wanted to throw that in there.
All right. Well, I will tell you this. I would much rather take a high-average guy that puts the ball in play and on the grass and moves runners and scores runners versus a bat that periodically hits one out of the park. So with that being said, you're going to beat more teams by putting up more runs, obviously, by having those kind of guys. You got to have those guys when you got runners in scoring position like Ortiz. This year, I think he was 3 for 24 so far with bases loaded, and I think he's 4 for 57 with runners in scoring position, or he was prior to his latest stint. But the point with all that is that you got to be able to get these guys in, and second half push to win the division and potentially get your first World Series is going to start and end with a shortstop that can not only play defense, but you got to hit. So with that being said, you package up Cortez, you package up Ortiz, and you go get yourself somebody of decent caliber that can fill that role, and that's what you're looking for. I don't believe they're even in the running for Suarez. I think they could care less about Suarez because they got Durbin and Siegler. So the Brewers are sitting in the catbird seat when it comes to trading. They know what they want. Matt Arnold knows what he wants. Murph knows what he wants. Murph keeps this clubhouse nice and loose. It is a team that is playing with the utmost confidence because of the skipper, and the skipper gets the most out of his guys.
Man, Ken, hey, that's a great take, and I agree with you on that. Whenever you look at this Brewers team, how they're built, they run the bases better than any other team in baseball. Like, whenever they have people in scoring position, I think you're kind of spot on there. Like, you need a guy in that shortstop spot that is going to just get the ball in play, just get hits. If they can just get in play, and we can get these guys continuing to run the bases as effectively as they have. I saw some stat. I think they had 12 extra bases, than expected or something like that, which is number one in the MLB. So this team relies on just getting hits and just getting guys on base and to be able to score runs. So I think you're spot on. You hit it right on the nose. That might be a
putting pressure on the opposing team is the key, and that's what this team does so well. When they get on base, they're immediately looking to take another base or two. And in terms of who the other option is, you know what? Only Matt Arnold knows that right now. You can come up with several names that potentially it could be. However, finding a really good player on a really bad team like an Andrew Vaughn is one thing that this team does exceptionally well when they go out there to find a player to bolster this lineup. And I have the utmost confidence in Matt Arnold and his group of scouts and the way that they do things. So it's an exciting second half. Being in first place, as you know, Mason, when you're in first place, it's always awesome. So staying there is the tough part at times. But when you play with the confidence that this team is playing with, staying there is not tough for this team. It's a matter of getting the season over and getting into the playoffs. That's what they're looking towards. I truly believe that, especially with Murph.
Thanks for the call, Ken.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, really appreciate it, Ken. That was a great take. I agree with that. I think, and I've said that. Oh, what do we got?
No, my camera's all messed up.
Sorry, Tommy was trying to produce us, and I get distracted. I just want to do what Tommy says.
Yeah,
he's super producer Tommy.
Says it, we do it.
Yeah, we jump.
Yeah,
I do whatever he says.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
But no, I'm like, so I'm thinking about what he's saying. I totally agree, and I've said this all along. Like, my worry with a trade and like bringing another piece in is always just messing up chemistry.
Right.
Yes, you would love if your shortstop and Ortiz, like, if their bats got hot, and if they do, then all of a sudden, okay, everything's fine. But it's like, is there an option to bring somebody in, like he's saying, like on a bad team, a good player from a bad team that just is hungry, is going to come in and not mess up the flow and the chemistry. A guy like Suarez, I don't know who he is or what he's about, but it's like the guy hits home runs. Like, I feel like a home run, like a guy like that coming from another team, like there just might be, it might be something there that doesn't mesh with a team like this.
Right.
Where it's just like, he's just like,
fit.
Yeah, he's got to fit. It's got to be the right fit. This team is too good to just say, like, all right, we just got to go get this type of bat or this type of player. Like, the person has to work in this clubhouse as well.
So I'm looking at the shortstops in Major League Baseball, and we know Joey Ortiz has the lowest OPS of starting shortstops, and it's pretty significant. Shockingly, I think Mookie Betts has the third worst OPS of like the 20 shortstops who qualify. And I don't know this guy at all. Tommy, you might know him a little bit better than I do. Zach Neto, who is the starting shortstop for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim of Orange County, Los Angeles. Yeah, whatever they are now, California. He's a guy, 15 home runs, 18 steals. He's only 24. So he's a guy that the Angels might not want to give up because they have control over him. This is only his second year, really. But I wonder if a guy like that might be available. I have no idea if the Brewers want to ante up because it's going to cost more to get a young guy in control as opposed to a rental. It's kind of like the same thing I thought about the guy with the Athletics, Jacob Wilson, who has a very similar OPS and he's hitting 311 on the season.
Yeah, you're probably gonna I feel like you're gonna have to go and probably find somebody like a little bit older. Yeah, somebody that is and just maybe
they don't really those guys aren't really there.
Yeah,
that's
just like
this year.
I don't know, 1 year
like
fill-in guy.
Like, you don't want him.
I mean, no,
Trevor
absolutely
Story,
not.
You don't want him.
Absolutely not.
Right,
no,
right.
Those guys make way too much money. That's not going to happen. Neto is. I mean, I would imagine if they were even trying to give an offer for him, which I don't know if he's available from the Angels, that's a top 3 prospect going out of your system right away because he would have the best OPS on the Brewers right now, 799. Yeah. That would be literally the best hitter on the Brewers. Yeah. So I don't believe that would happen, but it's exciting to think about if that was going to be the case. I actually, though, just really want to be clear that I just don't want them to make a trade at all. If they do, I think that maybe you go for a lefty bullpen guy, like nothing splash, nothing too crazy, but Suarez coming in, like you said, he just
doesn't. Are you good with Monasterio and Siegler, or do you want a better backup infielder?
Sure. I want a better backup infielder, but again, like I don't know what that looks like then when I'm looking at offers.
I don't see a splash thing coming. I think, and Drew hit on that as well. I think it's just like you're just going to maybe add some depth, add some pieces, maybe even go to Nashville and you grab somebody up off of out of the minor
Mason,
leagues.
You can attest that like a very important part of a team's success during a season is finding an identity, and the Brewers' identity is so clear that they're just going to be the most unconventional baseball team in today's game. They're going to run the bases, they're going to play elite level defense, and they're going to pitch their butts off the entire time. Their identity is not power. And I know in the past, it's power that is played in the playoffs for MLB and for Major League Baseball. But I just don't see why people want to scrap the identity that has gotten them to the best record in baseball. Keep the identity. Identity is so important to have in a successful season.
Preach on.
Yeah.
I've taught you well.
Tommy Rance, baby.
Like,
I feel like I taught you that.
You taught me how to kick. You didn't teach me identity. All right.
That's awesome.
No, but it start. Let's just say where it started. That starts with like Yelich, the Yeliches of the team.
Yep.
The fact that he is such a great base runner. He is, the veteran, the guy. But if he's not hitting home runs, like the guy is still flying to first base. He's going to get extra bases. And so he's leading from the front there. And this team is just following suit. And like you couldn't see it early on. And then it's just kind of like been clear because Yelich wasn't, he wasn't batting great. He wasn't doing, what Yelich things early in the season, but it just kind of like all that effort, that energy and all of those things when these young guys, when these, the guys that it's like, all right, we're not a power team maybe this year, but our leader is stretching out extra bases. He's running to first if he hits a little chopper, like those things are infectious, and it's it's just proving to make this team the best team in baseball, and it's so fun to watch.
With that being said, if Suarez is a Brewer, I'm not upset. I just don't think that you have to sell the farm for Suarez because it's another guy like they're probably not going to extend. This is a rental if they want to do it in any case.
It's a rental.
So why sell off the future that is been widely regarded now since post-draft as the deepest farm in baseball?
Yeah.
I mean, it might be the best farm in the league.
I don't like the Suarez. I just like every time we talk about it, I'm just like, gosh, I just don't see it working.
Again, I don't know how serious the rumors are with it, but like there's some Jose Ramirez chatter. Like that's a guy that if it was made available by Cleveland, give up a top 3 prospect. That's fine. Maybe give up 2 top 10, 2 top 15, 3 top 15 prospects for. Right. But that's another guy though who fits this identity. That is, he's going to put the ball in play. He has some more pop than more people on the Brewers, but he's playing great defense and he's running around the bases
and he's
like
willing
a
to work. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like that's what I worry about. A power hitter. Yeah. I don't know Suarez. It's just like I don't know him. Like I've not looked at him in depth, but it's like, is he going to be a guy that if he's not hitting a home run, is he going to literally give the max effort every time?
Well, and
does that fit? True because in years that he has struggled, he's been. I think it's been questioned.
Okay.
His
his energy and effort. And you can't have that on this team.
And what else he can bring.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not hitting home runs, like if Yelich isn't hitting home runs, he's still beating out infield hits, stealing second and scoring on a single.
And it's so important.
And giving maximum effort that everybody else sees. Yeah. If Suarez isn't hitting home runs, I'm not really sure that he's that guy. We're talking about Suarez and we're talking about power. And Tommy, I'm going to throw this guy's name at you as someone who I think is kind of dictating part of this conversation because of his lack of power. Is William Contreras's broken finger, broken thumb, whatever? Do we think that's why he's had such a? I mean, I feel like nobody's talking about. He's been awful. Like he's been a terrible, terrible offensive baseball player this season compared to what he's done in the past.
Yeah.
He's way under league average OPS. The last 3 years, he's hit 20, 17, and 23 home runs. He's got 6 home runs right now.
Yeah.
So his power numbers are way down. His on base is pretty good. But he's another guy. He does all the little things.
Yeah.
You need a ball hit to the right side, he's going to hit it to the right side. His throwing out of base runners has been great.
Yeah.
He's a great teammate.
And
he gives great
He's a
effort.
great catcher. Think about the bullpen, the pitchers. You're not going to
But it's not, and I'm not talking about making any move with him. I'm literally just questioning, like, his offensive numbers are way down. And can they keep having him in the middle of the lineup as that guy if he can't do what he's done the past 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, though, right now. And I do understand that his offensive production is way down this year, and I do think it is accredited to the finger that has been broken for months now at this point. It's on his catching hand, so he's got to catch Jacob Mizorowski with a broken finger and then go swing a bat. Like, I'm sure it's very uncomfortable.
That's like kicking with a broken toe.
But
Exactly.
I mean, his defense, it feels like, is on a whole nother level this year. He looks awesome. He's throwing guys out, and as you mentioned, I mean, if you listen to Pat Murphy in the presser, whenever a pitcher does something or whenever they talk to a pitcher post game, the first name they mention is William Contreras every time. They're just oh, why? I love that they call him Bill because no one calls him Bill. They'll be like, oh yeah, Bill is just calling a great game back there. And William Contreras
looks
is
like a Bill.
Such a massive part to the pitching staff right now. And this is a good quote here from Caleb Durbin via Bob Nightingale that just, again, establishing identity, right? We know how good we are. If you're not ready to scrap 9 innings with us at the end of the game, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
I love it.
Which, I mean, you're telling me you want to take that guy? You want to take that guy out of the lineup? No, I'm sorry.
Seriously.
That guy, he belongs.
Yeah, he definitely does. And I wasn't making any comment about Contreras taking him out or trading him.
Just kind of questioning his offense.
But maybe you drop him to 6 or 7 at some point if Reese comes back and gets
But
hot.
it's just everyone else in every other spot has been awesome.
You're right.
So that's why it's like, I guess you keep Contreras where he is. He's had a little bit more success, it feels like, just putting the ball in play since the break and coming back from that.
He had a couple big opposite field doubles on the West Coast road trip.
He's not hitting homers. Like, that's obviously something that the Brewers expect out of him, is to hit some homers, but he's playing maybe his best defense so far with the team. The pitching staff speaking for itself. If he's the one calling the game, we can't stop talking about the pitching on this team. You got to mention Bill, man.
Oh yeah, old Billy boy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so important. Like that they can just trust that what he's calling back there, like he knows them so well that it's just like, all right, like I'm calling your game for you. You just go, throw your best stuff, and we're gonna get this.
All right, so we got to make our selections here. Brewers all alumni home run.
But
derby.
do you think like, I just want to go like one quick hit before we go to that. Ms. Woodruff, super pitcher. Yes. Would they ever lose a game if
I don't think so.
Okay.
You got to go Woodruff Ms. though, right?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Right. You got to start it with Woody.
Woodruff Ms.
Yeah, because Woodruff dominates for 4, and then Ms.
And then Ms. comes in, and then it's over.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah. They would never lose.
That would be so great.
All right.
Yeah. Let's tease the home run derby. Let's get to it when we come back from break. We've got home run derby to get to. We've got some fun things going on at the ballpark. In addition to the home run derby that I want to talk about in the next segment, there's some NFL news and notes, an interesting release and an interesting retirement that we just got down the wire. And how did Aaron Rodgers first pass in training camp? Because that's going to dictate his whole season. So that's really, really important.
Are they in trouble in Pittsburgh?
Yes. Is Pittsburgh
trouble in Pittsburgh?
Bum, bum, bum. And an executive order we kind of need to touch on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in NCAA.
I think we'll talk more about it next week.
Yeah.
But it is in the news, and it affects our favorite topic, NIL, and paying our collegiate and our high school athletes.
Pains me.
And all those sorts of things. So we've got a lot to get to still in the show. Remember, this Sunday in Beloit, it is the Border Brouhaha Softball Slam. All proceeds benefiting Make-A-Wish Wisconsin, one of our favorite nonprofits here in our community. Mason's going to be there. Jordy's going to be there. Tommy's going to be there. Sparky's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Come watch us make fools of ourselves. Get your tickets, except for Mason, who's going to go yard every time, as we know. Get your tickets at skycarp.com. That's skycarp.com. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. There it is. Friday, getting down on Friday. I am getting down on Friday. Mason Crosby is getting down on Friday. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Tommy Wirtz is getting down on Friday. Mama Crosby is getting down on Friday. It is Friday week. It feels.
It's a big weekend.
It is. It is a big weekend.
It started with
a big week.
Yeah.
And now it's a big weekend.
Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame last night.
Can you believe last night happened?
I can't believe last night happened. Yeah, it's the weekend of the Border Brouhaha. We're going to have a softball game on Sunday, which is 2 days away now. Yep. And then, golf on Monday. I mean, it's just, I love being back in Wisconsin. I love, getting to do all this fun stuff. I'm going to play Oneida Country Club tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. With my guy Dan Limkuhl. Oh yeah, I'm excited. Like it's gonna be so great.
Is it gonna be like a hero's welcome when you walk in? It's like Mason's here.
Well,
Woo!
I mean, I
that's
do
your home
that.
course.
Yeah, I come out like this and just expect all the praise. But it never happens though. It's weird.
All right, but I
expect but never happen.
Yeah, what was that? Go ahead. Say it again.
Used to walk into our house like that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
More humbling. Yes.
I am so humble.
What's the best thing to eat?
I'm the most humble, guys. I am the most humble person you've ever met.
Yeah, most humble. Humble.
We're going on the green with Mitch Nelles. Mason, what's the best thing to eat at Oneida?
Oh, the best thing.
What's your favorite?
I am a junkie for buffalo chicken ranch wraps.
Okay,
a buffalo chicken wrap is I will get that on a golf course, and I have to try them at every course just to compare. So I will probably be crushing a buffalo chicken wrap tomorrow at Oneida Country Club.
Nice.
Mason really likes it when I'm at the pool with the grandkids.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm glad. I think they'll be at the pool tomorrow while I'm golfing, or once we're finishing up. And I'm glad it won't be on my tab this time.
So you weren't outside last night, but I was hanging outside with Molly and the kids, and literally every other word out of Felicity was like, I want to go back to the hotel and go to the pool. This is boring. I want to go back to the hotel and go to the pool.
Kids, man. they're always just
Molly,
like, what's the next thing?
The professional mom she is, just kept her conversation going with me. Didn't even and then she was like, I want more chocolate. And Molly was like, Nolan, what are you doing right now? And so then all the kids went to the bathroom by themselves, and she's like, all right, if you get food on the way back, just get whatever food you get.
Yeah.
And you knew she meant real food and they meant chocolate.
Yeah.
So
that's why when I'm there, it's Emma, can we have a burger? Sure.
Oh,
just
gosh,
put on Dad's thing.
Go to
sure.
Emma.
Yeah.
But it was weird whenever.
It's yes for everything.
Whenever, my mom would, apparently, it was just social hour. I don't know why she needed to buy other people food and drinks as well.
I mean, life happens.
Mom was only invited up to Wisconsin once a summer. It's just,
I love it. All right, so you talked about all the great things going on this weekend, and we're starting with the home run derby today. So, before we even get there,
you teed up about 300 things for this segment. So where are we going? We're going to.
So the Brewers are playing at 3:10. Yes. Freddie's on the mound. I don't know what the number.
That game's over. So let's talk about the home run derby.
Thank you. That's what I was.
That game's already done.
All right. So the home run derby, we've got team captains Ryan Braun and Carlos Gomez, Keon Broxton, Prince Fielder, Giovanni Gallardo, Bill Hall, Corey Hart, Casey McGee, and Niger Morgan and Eric Thames. And I mean, if you look at home run hitters, obviously Braun, Fielder, and Thames in a small window, but huge guy.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd be built for a home run derby. And this is going to be on TV. They're going to show the home run derby after the game.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. I think this could go in any direction. It could be horrible where no one can hit home runs anymore and they're all out of shape. Or it could be Ryan Braun's the only one still in shape.
Yeah.
And so he hits more home runs than everybody else combined. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, do you think Prince Fielder can still get it done? I don't know. I could see it not,
And with his back
not
issues
being
over
there,
his career, or he just steps up and hits 10 home runs.
I saw Braun in BP, they posted something. He's going to hit, 4 or 5.
There's a joke in there about Ryan Braun somewhere, but I'm just sad. If this stinks, it's just gonna make it look like everyone, or at least not your guys, but my childhood heroes are just all.
There is a
old
risk
and
there.
decrepit
There is
now.
a risk there. Do they move the fence up?
They did. I don't think
dude,
they are.
that would be terrible. No,
They
do
have
not
done
do
this.
that.
Give
They
them
have
big
done
old-
that for,
big
like,
old
alumni games, and
Courts,
stuff.
like like the big juice bats.
I will not watch if there is another fence. It must be the major league fence. If it's going to be a softball fence, no, absolutely not.
I'd be shocked if most of these guys can't get a few out.
I
I would think they could.
I'm leaning Eric Thames. That's where I'm leaning, actually. I just
Like,
think that
you think he's showing up with a gun show and just going to launch a few.
Yeah, I do. I just think that he's going to go up there and he's going to be built to be the strongest. And I believe Keon Broxton is the closest to his playing career.
So he is 35 years old. He last played in 2019 with Seattle. I think Braun also played in 19.
That's
right?
a long time.
Braun played in 20.
That's a long
Did he
time.
play in the COVID year?
Yeah, I think so.
Besides Braun, I think Keon. Now, if Keon, let's see, I don't know if Keon played in the minors at all after that. But Keon Broxton's only 35. So now Keon Broxton was never a huge home run hitter, but he played in 23.
Yeah.
In the minors. So he has played organized baseball as recently as 2023. But I think it's just going to be fun. Like a guy like Bill Hall could be 0 or could hit 50 tonight. Like I think he could be a total wild card, just because of like how he's built. Like, has he gained 20 pounds, or has
people
he,
have to be realistic, right? Yeah. Like, okay, let's not expect a ton of home runs. Let's just hope it's maybe entertaining.
Well,
and like,
Jeff Levering's on the mic.
They get him on the mic, and so like I think it's the entertainment value is going to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
And just getting to see some of these great legends.
Let's not expect home runs. Let's just hope it's entertaining. Is like completely contradictory of a home run derby, though. Right?
Okay, but this is like a past player home run derby.
This is like a hang.
It's like bringing back like past quarterbacks, from the Packers and saying like, let's throw into the net. And like, are you going to expect them to like, just dot up that net multiple times?
If you get asked to come back on family night, they're going to tell you to kick a field goal, and you're going to tell them where you want that because you want to make that kick.
Sure, but it's not going to be a home run derby.
Sure,
like
but you go throw one.
I wouldn't expect myself
right
to just drop a 55 yarder.
Well, here's what I want. I want like an NFL night where it's like
you stop playing for a reason.
It's Vinatieri
because you just can't do it as well as you used to.
It's Vinatieri. It's Mason Crosby. It's Phil Dawson. It's Chris Boswell. It's Dan Bailey. It's Robbie Gould. It's Steven Gostkowski.
Yeah.
I get all these great kickers from 10 years ago. I mean, you guys kicked more recently than that, but like the best kickers of 2015 in the NFL, get like the top 10 of them who still can kick a field goal.
Bueller.
Field goal off. Like, that'd be fun.
Tommy's favorite.
Yeah.
David Bueller.
Yeah,
absolutely.
A bench pressing contest. I'd rather see that.
You gotta get Janikowski.
Janikowski. I still remember his last kick ever. I mean, the guy his hammy, you could just see it. They slowed it down. Hammy just rips.
Yeah.
And then he just walks off the field angry, and he's just like, and literally takes his L, and like, you could almost see him mouth like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Are you participating in an alumni kickoff if they ask you to?
For sure.
Just me and Longwell and Chris Jackie and
it
Chester
won't be Patrick.
Marshall?
No, I mean like just all-time greats. Are you still doing it?
Revez is showing up. No, Jan's gonna just like all-time greats of NFL kicker. Like Vinatieri's there.
Yeah, sure.
Matt Prater's
That'd be
there.
awesome.
Where are you gonna finish?
I don't know. I mean, when's this happening? Like tomorrow?
Like next week. You get a week to prep.
No, 6 months from now.
Yeah, give me 6 months, and I'll get back into it,
in
and then I'll try to come back and play in the NFL too.
Vanderjagt's gonna come in.
Sorry, it was just
holy cow. That was
going for humble in your face right
so
there.
Humble, yeah. All right, so more great things going on this weekend at the ballpark. Two luminaries throwing out first pitches today.
Okay.
So we got all the alumni there, and you'd think like the Brewers alumni would, but it's not. But they didn't go in that direction. They went even more celebrities have to be in AmFam Field.
Yeah,
today.
well, it's a big day.
J.J. Watts,
nice.
And I don't know if you know who was performing last night while we were hanging out at the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. Do you know who was at Fiserv Forum making everyone laugh?
Oh, was it Bargatze?
It was Bargatze.
Nice.
So J.J. Watt and
He was
Nate
in
Bargatze
town.
are throwing out first
Oh, that's
pitches
awesome.
at the Brewers game today.
I
Nate
love
Bargatze's, there won't be no F-bombs, by the way.
Yeah.
He does not
He's
swear.
the best. I know.
He is hilarious.
Yeah, I love that. Like, you can turn him on, like, you listen, and the kids can be in the room, and it's just like, it's just good, clean humor. I mean, so relatable. He's done such a great job.
I follow him on TikTok, and it's like every time he pops up, I'm like,
his Saturday Night Live skits where he's
Well,
like he's George Washington.
So my daughters have those skits memorized.
Oh, they're so good.
And so we all the time in our house say, like, we'll ask a question, and I'm like, nobody knows.
I
It's
know,
like, how many
nobody
feet are in a
knows.
mile? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's like
5,280.
Yeah,
And then the guy is like, get out of the boat.
Yeah, get out.
Just get out.
It's like, well, what's in a hot dog?
You don't ask that question. What's in a hot dog?
Get out.
Nobody knows.
Get out. Tomorrow night, Tommy, I don't know if you're trying to make this happen. I don't think you'll be there as one of the first 25,000 people because you're doing the leadoff show. But it is Bryce Terang Platinum Glove bobblehead. Well deserved for Bryce.
Yeah. Did you see
That's
that
awesome.
there's
Number 2.
25,000, but there's 1,000 special ones?
Ooh.
So they all have Bryce Terang wearing a platinum glove. The color of the glove is platinum, but 1,000 of them
actually
are
platinum?
all just platinum. So you're there's 24.
Can we like make a
1,000.
like a little special call in and just see if we can't get one here in studio?
Yesterday when we were getting the silent auction updates, I was like, well, I'm not going to look at that. And then I went and saw that there was a Bryce Terang jersey in the silent
yeah, you
auction,
did.
and I was like, wow, I probably should have just at least looked at
No,
that.
you know what you should have done?
I should have looked closer. I would have gotten it for you.
Or you should have
said
talked to
something.
Mama Crosby's
Oh,
here.
yeah.
And you're like one of her adopted grandkids now. So you talked to Iman.
Oh my gosh! Did you see this? Like, so last night it was great too. Like, I had to run and do some things, and I leave Tommy and Nolan together.
I came
it's like my two
upstairs,
kids.
and like they're like knocking back drinks.
Oh, they're
They've been
snacking.
best friends
Yeah.
for like their whole
And then I
lives.
come up and Tommy's trying to open one of the kids'
the
little
silly
putty thing.
Those things are impossible.
I'm like,
That was-
I have 6 kids
That
now.
was stupid. That was stupid. The
Did you ever
opening
get that second one?
I
No,
got it
he
open.
opened it.
How?
I
Because
just
I'm a
got-
dad. I know how to.
I'm a dad too, but
It
those
just-
are impossible.
Just
No.
kind of like
It's like
just
sealed clothes.
I absolutely loosened it up.
They
for
loosened
him,
it. It's like
and no,
they
that
loosened up
was-
the slot machine for me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was easy work for him after
Easy work.
we struggled for 20 minutes on that thing. I mean, literally
usually
maybe
use a
20
butter
minutes.
knife.
It's just
Can I
so
get a
funny.
butter knife
Tommy
in
got.
there?
Yeah,
I actually
Tommy was just
asked,
locked in with
I
the
asked
kids.
one of the waitresses, like, "Hey, weird request. Can I ask
This
you
was hilarious,
to take this to the kitchen and use a knife to pop this open?"
And she was like,
She just
no.
said no.
And she said no. I was like, it's for Mason Crosby's kid, and that didn't work. Didn't
Right.
matter.
So
Try.
you want to pour slime on the nice carpeting at the Brandon
Yeah.
Baird Center. is what
Anytime
you're saying.
Mason would introduce Nolan to someone because I was hanging out with Nolan, they'd be like, "Oh, it's my son Nolan," and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm Tommy, not Mason's son." Like the very
Just
next
to make
line,
sure,
right
yeah.
after.
Nice. That's amazing. All right, and then Sunday, the first pitch at the Brewers game is KK Arnold. KK Arnold was on the UConn championship basketball team.
Okay.
She went to Germantown High School.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
So actually,
that's cool.
we play against Germantown all the time.
Yeah.
And they you know,
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good, and they actually have a history of a number of really great women's basketball players
Awesome.
who came through Germantown.
Well, that's
So-
always cool when
yeah.
someone comes back. Yeah.
So is she gonna? I wonder if she's gonna throw it or if she's gonna like pretend to like basketball shoot the ball. I always think you should do your sport.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know, because like
Like you're
she's a
throwing a
basketball
baseball.
player. I think like that's your identity.
Hey,
was
Mason, you should overhand toss it like a goalie would because you're into soccer.
or,
Yeah,
or do
right?
the flip, or do the flip
Well,
like
who did-
throwing from the sideline.
But didn't that not go so well? Was it Simone Biles or was it
Simone
Sean Johnson? One of them did a flip and then they
Yeah,
threw
and
it
then-
like over
yes.
into the
They pulled
into
the
the
they pulled the 50
stands.
cent.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
That was bad. All right, so that's what's going on at the ballpark. Of course, Sunday we are going to be at ABC Supply Stadium in Beloit. Get your tickets at skycarp.com for just an absolutely fantastic day of celebrity softball there in Beloit. Some NFL news and notes that I wanted to get to before we wrap things up here, Mason. And I was perusing the wires. We had Joe Thomas last night.
Yep.
And Joe Thomas arguably retired a year too early. Like,
I can't believe he only played 11 years.
Right,
like
like-
whenever they're talking about, I'm like, man, that was only 11.
And he even said, like, by the end, it wore on him.
Yeah,
Like, playing with the Browns.
I thought it was cool how he talked about like his mental,
mental,
his mental state. Like, and he got kind of got some help and realized though, like he needed to shift his focus because like being on the Browns, like that grind of he's doing it at a high level, getting all these accolades, but they just cannot win. And he never played in a playoff game.
Right.
That is insanity.
Cleveland Browns starting linebacker Jordan Hicks is retiring after 10 seasons in the NFL. He announced on Instagram Friday morning. He missed the first 2 days of training camp with what the team called a personal matter. Then he has a nice big long statement. But he was being expected to enter his second season as a leader in the middle of the defense. They also lost one of their other linebackers to physically unable to perform list. And so it's like, you wonder, is this a Browns issue? Is this going to be a bigger issue? Like, are guys going to just not play all the way? Like, because Joe Thomas could have played 3-4 more years easy and made $15 million a year.
Yeah.
And said no to it because it wasn't worth playing for the Browns.
Yeah, and I wonder though too is like, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, could he have played? Like, he could have like. What was his contract? Was he under contract whenever he
played his last year? It was I think he made $14 million.
So I feel like if he could have, he would have. He could have gone somewhere else.
Yes.
So
yes,
there's more going on. Like his body, right. Like obviously, like you look at him now.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he looks like a basketball player more because he's so slim. But he's not small. I was hanging out with him after, and it's like, oh my gosh,
that's a big boy.
He's a huge human being.
Some more things I want to get to, we'll get to him next week. Christian Wilkins, who has a $100 million contract from the Raiders, released because he's not rehabbing the way they want him to. We'll get to that. That's a bigger discussion that we don't want to get to. And of course,
because it wasn't that CeeDee Lamb got fined because he didn't rehab at the facility.
And an executive order for college sports that came through. We'll dive more into that next week as well.
Can we say thank you? Shout out to Wendy's too for breakfast this morning.
Shout out.
Thank you for breakfast.
Wendy's was awesome. Shout out Bridgman Foods.
Nicely done.
I needed that this morning after last night's festivities.
Absolutely a good pick us up from Wendy's. Mason's Extra Points coming up. We will round out this absolutely banger of a week here.
Great week.
On the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today? It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nelles on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
All right, special extra points here today. The day after being inducted into the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. Feels awesome. It's amazing. It was such a fun night getting to share that with everybody. Grateful and thankful for my parents coming in. My dad had to head back to Texas, but my mom is here. You got to hear a little bit here in studio. With my mom being here, I'll just ask you a quick question. What was your favorite part about coming up to Packers games and being a part of this whole journey?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
Yeah, you got to make it quick.
Okay. Well, obviously, watching you play.
Well, yes.
I mean,
those are good moments.
Since you're a little kiddo. So that was the best part, but being with the family and getting to share all these moments with you and to watch you be a dad.
Yeah.
And how great you are with that, with the kids. So just, continuing to share your life with you and to watch you be a father and a professional and to see how involved you were in the community. So,
well, tell everybody too, because I know, people got nervous. Everyone tells me what they did when I was going out to kick. And I know, Molly has talked about this before too. And she always appreciated it where you and Dad were always just you weren't nervous. You wanted me to go out on the field.
Yeah.
So talk, just tell everybody the mindset of how you approached every time I was having, I was getting called to go out into a big moment.
Well, we always were preparing for it, knowing, okay, he's about to go out. This will be a big kick. We talk to the kids with, the kids, okay, Daddy's about to go out and it's going to be big. So let's all think positive things. And it just goes back to when you were a little boy, Mason, and, we always coached you. And I just wanted it for you the same way. I just wanted it for you, a moment that you had. It wasn't about, anything else. I just want you to have that feeling like when you were a little kid. So Dad and I always just had confidence that you were going to do it. You were going to do your best. We weren't nervous. We knew you were going to give it everything you had, and always so proud of you. And it was really fun to share those moments with you. And one of my favorites was handing Nolan over the wall to you after you kicked the game winner. You didn't do a Lambeau leap till the very end of your career, but that was, I remember I just grabbed Nolan and I just handed him over to you, and to watch that's what you wanted for a celebration was really special.
I have a Mama Crosby question.
Okay.
And, my question is, so before Mason was Mason, and while he was still in high school or even before that, life changes when you have an NFL player in your family. And we make fun of Mason all the time because we love Mason. Mason's awesome. And part of what makes Mason awesome is that, in real life, we believe he really is humble. He really keeps his values. And how important is it that, we see in society what money does to people, what fame and celebrity does to people. And so what is it that you and Jim instill? What is it that's in Mason and Molly? What's in the kids, in how to keep good heads on their shoulders as your life changed but who you are didn't. And how important is that to you and your values?
The most important. That's probably the proudest thing I am of Mason. We talk a lot about the man that you are, Mason. And so Jim and I always say God gave Mason to us and his brothers and sisters to make Mason a good man. And I think we did that. But that was our goal, is to make him a good man. And he just had this really fun job.
Yeah.
But our whole family, I think that's how we are as a family. And they all married people with the same values. And I'm really proud of Mason and Molly and the life they lead, that they are really grounded. They have the children are really grounded. To have the kids there last night, they were proud of Daddy, but it's just Dad. And Mason and Molly are real good about raising the kids.
I think they're always
they're a little
surprised,
yeah.
Dad,
Yeah.
They actually did something.
Yeah.
Did something
No,
special.
I don't think so,
No,
Dad.
they're so proud of me,
Yeah.
but they're just like, oh, okay. It was
Yeah.
actually kind of a big deal.
But you're still just Dad.
They just enjoyed it, yeah.
Oh, come on. They just like getting those cute dresses on
They
and those
love the
sparkly gold
dresses.
shoes.
A lot
And
of chocolate. And a lot
Yeah.
of chocolate. And a lot of chocolate.
Mom, I appreciate you and Dad, and I appreciate you always, being a part of the whole journey, and whatever's next to come. So we got a lot of fun things on the horizon. So appreciate you. Glad you got to stop in and got to be a part of this.
Thanks. This was real fun today, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Karen. All right, so Mace, let's get
ready for the weekend.
Let's go. Let's attack it with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
We're gonna attack it. It's here. I mean, inaugural Border Brouhaha on Sunday.
Yes.
So, and then I'll be back here with you fellas on Tuesday morning. So I can't get enough. Yeah,
fantastic. He's Mason Crosby. Tommy Wirtz is here. Karen Crosby's been here as well. Our thanks to the whole Crosby crew for making this a great weekend. The Mason Crosby Show is presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Packers. We're in the fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Have an amazing weekend, everybody.
Yeah, buddy.
I was